Good morning students, welcome back to physics class. Today we are going to discuss about conservation of momentum and friction. Okay, so what do you mean by conservation of momentum? So momentum is the product of mass and velocity, we call it as momentum. So we have to study about conservation of momentum. So conservation of momentum means the total momentum of an isolated system of interacting particles is conserved. So what do you mean by conservation of momentum? Conservation of momentum means the total momentum of an isolated system of interacting particles is conserved. Okay, you already studied about conservation of energy. So energy means what? Energy can either be created or be destroyed. That means the total energy before and after the collision becomes equal, same. Okay, so conservation of momentum means the total momentum of an isolated system of interacting particles is conserved. Okay, so suppose we have to consider two bodies. Suppose this one is a body A and this one is the body B with its initial momenta PA. The body A has initial momentum PA and the body B has its initial momentum PB. Okay, the bodies collide, get apart. These two bodies collide with each other, then they acquire the final momentum becomes the body A has its final momentum PA dash. Then body B has its final momentum PB dash. Okay, so suppose we have to consider two bodies A and B. Its initial momentum of body A is PA, the initial momentum of body B is PB. Then these two bodies collide. After that, its momentum changes to the body A has PA dash and B has PB dash. Okay, then you know that the Newton's second law. So what do you mean by second law? That is F, force is proportional to, that means the rate of change of momentum is equal to what is force, that is F proportional to dp by dt. dp by dt means rate of change of momentum. Okay, to consider the constant value is 1, so this equation becomes F equal to what? F is equal to dp by dt. Then F into dt is what? F into dt is equal to change in momentum dp. Okay, then you have to apply by second law, Newton's second law. The body A has applied a force on B, so it becomes FAB. So FAB into dt is equal to what? Change in momentum. That is, you already know F into dt is equal to what? dp. So here F, the first body A has applied a force on B. So FAB into dt is equal to what? Change in momentum. That is, it is PA dash minus PA. Okay, and also you have to apply the second law. That means the same time the B has applied a force on A. So F BA into dt is equal to what? PB dash minus PB. Okay, where we have taken a common interval of time for both forces. Okay, so dt is here FAB into dt, here also FBA into dt. This dt is common time interval. Okay, so and also you know that by third law of motion, FAB, vector FAB is equal to what? Minus of BA, force BA. Okay, then you have to apply the third law of motion, that is vector FAB is equal to minus of vector FBA. Okay, so then you have to substitute these values. FAB means what? PA dash minus PA, which is equal to PB dash minus PB. Then you have to rearrange this equation, minus PB dash minus PB. Then you have to rearrange this equation, that is PA dash plus PB dash is equal to PA plus PB. That means this is the total momentum before collision. Okay, this is the total momentum after collision. That means the total momentum or total final momentum and initial momentum are conserved. Okay, so this shows that the momentums are conserved. Okay, so PA plus VB. PA plus VB is the initial momentum, total initial momentum. Then PA dash plus VB dash. After collision's final momentum is PA dash and PB dash. So these two momentums are conserved. The next we have to discuss about equilibrium of a particle. Discuss about concurrent forces. What do you mean by concurrent forces? So concurrent forces means a number of forces acting on the same point are called concurrent forces. So what do you mean by concurrent forces? A number of forces. Suppose this is a point. So here we have to apply a force. There are so many forces. So concurrent forces means a number of forces acting on the same point are called concurrent forces. So what is the concurrent forces? A number of forces acting on the same point are called concurrent forces. Okay. Next one, equilibrium of concurrent forces. So equilibrium of concurrent forces means suppose a number of forces are said to be in equilibrium if their resultant is 0. So equilibrium means what? A number of forces are said to be in equilibrium if their resultant is 0. Suppose there are n forces, that is F1, F2, etc. Fn. B, n concurrent forces. Then these forces are said to be in equilibrium if, what's the condition? F1, vector F1 plus vector F2 plus etc. plus F1 is equal to what? 0. So this is a concurrent equilibrium of concurrent forces. Okay. Then we have to discuss about two cases in equilibrium of concurrent forces. So the first case we have to consider two forces in equilibrium. Two forces in equilibrium. Okay. So if two forces vector F1 and vector F2 are act on a particle, then vector R is what? Vector R is equal to F1 plus F2. Okay. When these forces are in equilibrium means the resultant is what? 0. That is vector R is equal to what? 0. So here F1 plus F2 is equal to what? 0. So this means that F1 is equal to what? Minus of F2. That is the resultant will be 0 if the forces are equal and opposite. So this is the figure. So here these two forces are equal and opposite. Okay. So this is the two forces are in equilibrium. Okay. Next we have to discuss about three forces in equilibrium. So in the previous case we have to discuss about two forces in equilibrium. So this one is three forces in equilibrium. So if three forces, so see this diagram, three forces. So this one is F1, F2 and F3 are acting at the point O. Okay. So three forces F1, F2 and F3 are acting at the point O. Then the resultant of F1 and F2 must be equal and opposite to F3. Okay. So here we have to consider three forces F1, F2 and F3 acting at the point O. So first we have to consider F1 and F2. Then by using parallelogram law of vector addition to find out the resultant. So the diagonal will be the resultant of F1 and F2. Okay. So this is OA. OA represents F1. Then OB represents what? F2. Then you have to draw a parallelogram. Okay. So this point, this one, that means OC. OC is resultant. That is, this is F1 plus what? F2. Okay. So we can write vector OA. Vector OA plus vector OB is what? Which is equal to vector OC. Okay. Then add OC dash. OC dash is what? OC dash. So here F3 denote OC dash. Okay. So this equation. So this is the equation. So this equation you have to add OC dash on both sides. Okay. So you have to add OC dash to each side of this equation. That is OA. Vector OA plus vector OB plus vector OC dash is equal to OC plus vector OC dash. Okay, so OA means what? F1 plus OB means F2 plus OC means F3 equal to OC dash minus OC minus OC dash can be rewrite as minus OC. Is it correct? OC dash is equal to minus OC. So OC minus OC is what? 0. That is F1 plus F2 plus F3 is equal to what? 0. That is three concurrent forces will be in equilibrium. Then F1 plus F2 is equal to what? Minus F3. Okay. So three forces are in equilibrium. Then F1 plus F2 is what? Minus F3. That is the resultant or sum of two forces is equal to and opposite to third force F3. Okay. The resultant or sum of two forces is equal and opposite to the third force F3. Okay. So this is a equilibrium condition when we have to consider three forces.